like a Friday night on the weekend. I feel blessed.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla. If you're new, I film hygiene, fragrance, and lifestyle related videos. So if that's something you're into, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. So today's video, I just want to do a quick little unboxing as well as first impressions on the new Kayali fragrance. So this one just came out a couple of days ago and it actually took about 2 to 3 days to get to me. So this is the Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli fragrance. So I went ahead and just picked up the travel size because I was going to pick up the 100 ml, but I decided to just play on the safe side and just pick up this one just in case things go left. But if not, I'll go ahead and pick up the larger bottle. But I left the plastic and everything on here so that we could experience this together, because you guys know you guys are my YouTube family and I love to share things with you guys first more than anybody. So let's go ahead and hop into this video. So this is probably not even going to be a long video, but we are at least going to unbox this and see what this is hidden for. So since my nails are weak and I cut them off, this was so hard to open, but we finally got it open. So I will say I do wish that they still gave you the little cute bottles like they were doing at first with the vanilla 28, but now it's more like a perfume vial. So I actually got this for $16 because I had a $10 off at Sephora from my points. So I was so happy I was able to turn my points into $10 off. And then they actually had free shipping, so I only paid $16 and some change. So I feel like that was a great deal because originally this is 25 bucks. So here's what it looks like outside of the packaging. So I do like how it looks, and I'm glad that you can set this up if you wanted to. It's not like, you know, I don't often see like a little rectangular prism type of packaging. So we have this in our hand, so let's go ahead and see what this smells like. So I'm just gonna spray my wrist and then we're gonna see what it's hidden for, because of course the reviews are very all over the place. So let's see. So initially I can smell the, ooh. So I can smell the patchouli in there. So I can also smell the sweetness. And this also I know has oud in it. It has like vanilla, it has caramel, it has rum. So upon initial spray, I get some sweetness in there and I can really smell that patchouli. Like I can really smell that patchouli. So I feel that, like, if you are not a patchouli lover, you will not like this. I don't know, like, so as it's drying down even more, I can get that oud in there, which is that wood. So this actually gives me a little masculinity. So I'm used to having in fragrances, especially women's fragrances, I'm not used to oud. I'm used to having sandalwood, which is a much more, I feel like, feminine, lighter, creamier wood note. This one does get a little sharp. It starts to get a little sharp. And I would actually, like, I've been seeing a lot of people say it's spicy. I actually don't get spiciness, but I get oud for, like, I really am getting that wood note. It's very woody. And the patchouli has toned down some as well. So we're gonna let this sit a little bit and we're gonna see. But so I am starting to get a little bit of that vanilla 28 DNA starting to resonate in this fragrance, as well as it's like getting a little more toned down. But this is strong. Like, I have my arm down here and I can still get that waft. This is not a fragrance that you need a lot of, because if you just spray your pulse points with this, I promise you, you will project. Like, this is very projecting. Like with this fragrance, I feel like a little goes a long way. Honestly, it's not something that you like, even if you're an oversprayer like me, this is not something that you need to spray all over your body. So as it dries down even more, it's definitely giving me like very more toned down. It's not as sharp as it was, but I like that patchouli. She is punching me in the face. Like the patchouli is punching me in the face. Like if I would have to say a fragrance that the patchouli is very prominent in, I would say that pink sugar, pink flower. That patchouli in there is very strong. Like to me, patchouli, and I always say this, it gives me a clean type of like, it's really hard to describe to me, but patchouli to me smells clean, like not something that I would associate with something sweet. It gives me more of like a like detergent water type of scent. Like I don't know. So it's definitely not very sweet. It's not very sweet. This is something that I feel like you will wear if you are like trying to do some business. I feel like, I mean, maybe even date night, but it's a little bit, it's a little strong. It's a little strong for date night as well. It's just kind of giving me, dare I say, a little bit of church, like a little, like kind of like a little churchy vibe a little bit, like, but I like it. But I will say I'm happy that I did not get like a full bottle, because I definitely need to play around with this a little bit more. Now I feel like I like it because I love patchouli, and the patchouli is like singing. Now this is not by any means, just like pink flower, going to be for everyone. Like this is not going to be for everyone. I think I had a different initial thought about this when I seen the advertisement for it and when I, you know, read the notes, but for some reason that oud and patchouli, like when she says sugar patchouli, I see why, because you definitely get some sweetness in there. Like you definitely get some sweetness, you get a hint of that vanilla 28, and then you get patchouli. Like patchouli is singing like a bird in this fragrance. So when it dries down, it's definitely more tolerable. It's definitely more toned down, but I can see people that are sensitive to those type of notes not enjoying that. Like I just want to spray it again so I can get the top notes again. Because when you first spray it, you definitely get more of that sweetness, more of that caramel. Like when I first sprayed, I can get that caramel. I mean the caramel is definitely in that top note, but it does not stay. So once it starts drying, like it really goes through a whole story. The caramel is like off top. Like you're like, okay, I can smell the sweetness. You can smell that caramel like immediately. The oud is what I don't really care for, because now as it's drying down, I start getting that sharp woodiness. The wood is sharp. The woodiness is definitely very sharp, and the woodiness, the oud is, I don't think I like oud. I don't think I like oud in certain things, especially because there's usually oud in men's colognes, and then there are some candles with oud in them as well. And when I smell that oud, it gives me a sharpness. It's like I can't get past the oud. Like I need the oud to go away, and then the patchouli comes through. So it's like, you know, with fragrances, you definitely have to give them time to do what they are going to do. Because if you go off like first sniff, you're like, okay, yeah, I want that fragrance because I smell the sweetness, I smell the vanilla, I smell the caramel, I want that. But then the wood starts coming in, and you're like, hold on, like pump the brakes, let me. And it's like it tones down pleasantly, and it definitely gives you a lot of patchouli. But what I will say, this definitely gives me more of a masculine vibe. This is not something that I feel that I need the full bottle in, but I love the other fragrances that Kayali has. Like I love vanilla 28, I love eating juicy apple. I do want to try the other fragrances because there's so many other ones to try out, like invite only. I want to try that one because I think that one is very amber forward, but this one is definitely for those strong, like people that love musk. I feel like you would enjoy this. This is definitely very prominent. And what's funny is like today, for the past 3 days, I've had a migraine. I have had to use twisted peppermint, everything, and I had to wake up and do that. And I'm kind of starting to feel my migraine come back. So if this is a migraine trigger, I don't think I'll be able to keep this. I might have to take this back to Sephora if nobody else likes it. So with that all being said, I feel like I went through a whole thing. So I like Kayali's other fragrances, but this one for me, it's okay. It's not horrible at all by any means, but I feel like you really need to be aware of that oud and that patchouli. And I am a patchouli lover. I do really much enjoy the patchouli in this, but that oud, I just can't really get past it, and I'm starting to feel like it might be a migraine trigger, unfortunately. But of course, everything is not for everybody. I'm glad that I did pick up the small one just to try. So yeah, and a shout out to my sis Star for putting an idea in my head to go ahead and get the small one and try this from Sephora. So yeah, if you guys, you know, I think that they listed this as a unisex fragrance, so definitely keep that in mind. But my camera is dying, so I hope you guys enjoyed this first impressions and my initial thoughts. I will, you know, probably tell you guys in a later video what ended up happening with this fragrance. But if you want to see more content like this, make sure you guys subscribe. I love you, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.